monogamy no longer exists in reality, in the sense that by the time, it used to mean one person for life. Now monogamy is one person at a time. And if you used to marry in order to have sex for the first time, now you marry and you stop having sex with others. For many of us, anyway. So this thing, monogamy, only exists in fantasy in some way, you know, but not in our reality. We've had multiple partners. This is a new thing for us to deal with. New meaning about 60 years. So that doesn't mean it didn't exist before, but it was clandestine, so you didn't have to worry about the question of what about the partner who doesn't want to hear, because you would never tell it. That's kind of what changed. Now, you know, if you're with someone, I think it's interesting to find out what threatens you. What's scary about it? Why not? I mean, I actually would love to hear. I don't want to tell you, you know, but I do want to hear. Yeah, but I don't...
What threatens you about what?
About knowing that I've had other people, that I've been with others, traveled with others, slept with others, sucked others, done everything. You know, that it's not you, that you're not the first one, and that not everything rides on you, and that you're not going to be the one who deflowered. And this is in a hetero context, you know, it's like, no, you're not the one. So it really says, here's what it threatens. It says, we are replaceable. We are not indispensable, and we are not unique.
Wow.
And in our culture of individualism, that's a slap in the face.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
You know, it's that. It says, yes, there was before, and there could even be after. We live with that. Once you were in love relationships or marriages where you got put together, or you chose, and then there was a triple lock at the door and you could never leave, you know, you married once for a lifetime, and that's what it was. And if you didn't like it, people, you could always hope for an early death of your partner.
Wow. Oh, man. Oh, man.
But that was it. Once you have no longer tight knots, but loose threads, you fall in love, you break up, you fall in love with someone else. Most of us in the West today will have 2 or 3 marriages or adult relationships in our lifetime. Wow. Some of us will do it with the same person. But we know that we are not the only one. And yet the whole romantic ideal is about the soulmate and the one and only. And that's the clash. Inside of us, we know it. But we pretend, and we want you to promise me that I am that person and they will never be. And yet, maybe they won't be after me, but they certainly was before me. And that says, we are replaceable.
Wow.
That's existentially... We grieve, we mourn, and we love again. Lucky for us. But that's the threat.